Hey everyone, it's Hayes, and oh my god, guess what happened yesterday when I was out in London, away from home? I should have guessed. We got some information, the first proper bits of information, for not only the Tokyo special, but the spin off series that we're going to get based on the Tokyo special. So, this is from a Variety article, I will link it down below, but let's read it together and we will look at the image later. And this does include kind of a synopsis. It's not that specific, but it's still there. So, anime-inspired Miraculous spin-off, Miraculous Stellar Force, acquired by Disney with a 2025 special and 2027 series launch planned. So if you're confused, we're getting the special sometime this year, I would assume towards the end of the year, that is going to introduce these characters and have Marinette in, and then in 2027 we are going to get a spin-off of this special. Disney branded television has officially acquired Miraculous Stellar Force, marking a major expansion of the globally popular Miraculous franchise. Announced just ahead of the Annecy International Animated Film Festival, which I believe is happening next week, end of next week, the new series is scheduled to premiere in 2027 on Disney Channel and Disney+. Miraculous Stellar Force will be the franchise's first original spin-off and promises a fresh, dynamic experience that blends high-stakes action, kung fu comedy, and heartwarming storytelling. Kung fu comedy? Is this I don't know really much anything about kung fu. I have a PhD in Japanese culture, mainly mental health. Didn't really encompass anything to do with kung fu, but okay. All in a hand-drawn 2D format inspired by Japanese anime. Created by Thomas Astruc, the original creator, the new series swaps Paris for Tokyo, introducing fans to an entirely new team of culturally diverse young superheroes. Set in an international school in the Japanese capital, it follows 12 students who discover they are guardians of the Stellar Matrix, a fractured ancient cosmic weapon. Under the leadership of Miyote, and Yulu, I don't know if I'm saying these names correctly, my apologies, these heroes must overcome personal differences and chaotic friendships to face formidable galactic villains such as the revenge-driven Modeler and the ominous force known as the Supreme. So it's still called Miraculous, it's still got Miraculous in the title, so part of me does think they are still all going to have magical jewellery in some way. However, it kind of sounds like a bit more like Sailor Moon, where they kind of have different parts of the same weapon or something, a bit like Voltron, do you know what I mean? So I'm a bit confused about the Stellar Matrix thing, what that's actually going to look like. But then we have the revenge-driven Modeler, so is this going to be start of villain of the week sort of thing, where they have the equivalent of Akuma villain? I don't know if Akumas are going to be in it, but then of course we have the Supreme. I assumed he was a parallel universe sort of thing, apparently not. He's also in this one. Why is he attacking Tokyo specifically? I would assume he wants this thing, a bit like Gaby Baby. He wanted the Ladybug and Cat Miraculous, and they were in Paris. And good news, he happened to be in Paris too. Let's carry on reading. Ahead of the full series release, fans will get their first taste of the new universe with the premiere of Miraculous World to Tokyo Stellar Force later this year. This 1 hour special, which is fun because the last two specials, I believe, Reverse and London, they were only 40 minutes. New York and Shanghai were an hour, those last two were only 40, so this is going to be fun going back to an hour. It spans Paris and Tokyo and features beloved characters Marinette and Kagami as they help unite a new generation of Tokyo-based heroes. Now, I've already seen people online talking about this. Where is Adrian? I don't know. Honestly, I did expect Kagami to have a role in this, since if you didn't know, she is Japanese. But yeah, I do just expect Adrian to be in it because he is the male lead. However, I do think he will be in it in some capacity, so it spans Paris and Tokyo. So I have a feeling we're going to be able to see most of the characters in the 2D style, which is going to look amazing. Can't wait to see what they're all going to look like that. But as for his bigger role, is he going to Tokyo? Don't know, not sure. And also notably, we're going to talk more about the poster in a minute, but the Ladybug we have at the minute, she is wearing her seasons 1 to 5 suit. So when is this set? Is this set during the summer holidays between 5 and 6? So between the London special and the end of Recreation? Maybe, perhaps, or perhaps he's still grieving his father, which would make sense. Would I like him to be in it? Yeah, but it's only because I like Adrian. I hope if they're not going to include him, yeah, they have a good reason for it. So Kagami being there makes sense, but if it really is set, then I hope, they have a good reasoning for Adrian just not turning up. With Stellar Force, we're expanding the Miraculous universe in bold and exciting directions, with a completely new team, setting, and mythology, while staying true to the core values that made Miraculous a global phenomenon. So this is Andy Yeatman, who is the CEO of Miraculous Corp. Kids around the world will see themselves reflected in these diverse, relatable heroes navigating friendship, identity, and teamwork and epic cosmic stakes. With its blend of action and comedy and unforgettable characters, Stellar Force is a fresh take on what it means to be a hero, and perfectly positioned to become an instant classic. Although I would absolutely hate to break it to Andy, if you aren't Japanese, whilst I appreciate the diversity, if you weren't Japanese in Japan, you would unfortunately more than likely experience racism. So, yeah, I appreciate the diversity, but realistically, you know. Sadly. Anyway, Heath Kenny, Chief Content Officer at Miraculous Club, added, with its dynamic mix of thrilling action, martial arts, heartfelt character arcs, comedy, and stunning views of Tokyo, Miraculous Stellar Force reinvents the anime superhero genre with style and substance. As the friendship between the teens grows, so does their strength as a team. A powerful reminder that true strength comes not just from power, but from the bonds we build along the way. I don't know anything about martial arts. This latest edition marks a new chapter for the Miraculous brand, which celebrates its 10th anniversary this year and continues to captivate audiences worldwide with its award-winning content, now spanning television, film, digital media, merchandise, and more. So now we're going to take a look at the picture, and we actually have a full-length proper poster of it, which shows the top of the poster a bit more. So in the middle we have Ladybug and Ryuku in their 2D style. They look great, like I said before. Ladybug's outfit is a seasons 1 to 5 outfit, so it's leading me to believe it's set before then. At the top we have, I would assume, in the middle the Supreme and 2 other villains, but I'm not sure. And then we have in the middle between Ladybug and Ryuku, I don't know, like the Neon Genesis Evangelion mecha robots, or maybe like Gundams, I'm not sure. One seems to be Ladybug themed, the other is not, so not Ryuku's, I'm unsure. And then on the bottom we have all the 12 kids, so the 3 in the middle seem to be the 3 leads, which is interesting because Miraculous has 2 leads, but Ghost Force has 3, so it's interesting they went for 3 instead of 2. And then we have 4 of the characters off to the side and 5 to the other, altogether making 12. I'm not sure who is who yet. I would assume the blonde one is Miki, unsure about the other 2. But it looks great. There's not really much I can theorise, to be honest, because I don't know anything about them. I'm a bit confused about this ancient weapon thing, the Stellar Matrix. Bit unsure, but there you go, besties. That's the news for now. My main questions are, first of all, Adrian, if it's really set between the London special and the end of Recreation, is he going to be grieving? Which would make sense. I would expect him to be in the Paris section at the start. I'm assuming they start in Paris and go to Tokyo. I don't know what excuse they're going to use to get to Tokyo, though. Maybe Suhan sends them, I don't know. And I guess my other question is, whilst I admire the ambition, and my other question is, we have all these other spin-offs that are greatly loved. I love the New York, I love the Shanghai, I do despise the Reverse, but other people like it. But you know what I mean, we already have all these other specials that people already like. So why aren't they investing the time and money to do a spin-off of one of those, instead of going with this brand new special and doing a spin-off of that when, I mean, I'm hoping I'm going to like it, but what if I don't like it? What if generally the consensus in the fandom is we don't really like these characters? I'm pretty sure Thomas and the team at large is aware that the fandom really does greatly adore the New York, Shanghai, and for some people the Reverse special. So why, you know what I mean? I don't want to like downplay all the efforts that's gone into develop this and write it and animate it and whatever else work that goes into it. I appreciate that, but you know what I mean? I'm just a bit like, you've already proven that we like these other sets of characters, so why not make a spin-off of one of those instead of going with something new and investing the money and the time into make a spin-off of it when people may not even like it? You know what I mean? I hope it's going to be good. Of course I always hope it's going to be good. I never sit down to watch an episode of Miraculous and I'm like, oh, this is going to be terrible, let's go. I always hope it's going to be good. But those are just my thoughts, besties. Of course, I'd love to know what you think, and as soon as we get more information about this, I will let you know. I'll see you in the next one.